from ESPN. Please go ahead.
Thank you very much. Hello, Conor.
Hello, how are you?
I'm doing great. Conor, I wanted to get your reaction today to the ruling that the Nevada State Athletic Commission made that will allow the request that you and Floyd made to reduce the size of gloves from 10 ounces to 8 ounces. Can you give me your thoughts about that ruling?
Yeah, I'm very happy with how the Nevada State Athletic Commission handled it. I think they handled it fairly. They listened to both requests and just the overall approach to the decision in the referees, the judges. I think they were very fair throughout. So that was a good thing for me, to see that. They're taking into consideration both fighters' requests, and I'm very happy with it.
Can you tell me, Conor, what was the specific reason that you wanted to reduce the size of gloves? I know in UFC, obviously, you wear the 4-ounce gloves. They're a little different, obviously, no fingers. Some suspect that if you wear 8 ounce in the boxing match, it would be greater for your punching power. Others surmise that perhaps it would allow Floyd to have faster hands, which he already has fast hands. What was your specific reason for wanting the smaller gloves?
I think that's it in a nutshell right there. You've got pros and cons on both sides. You've got both athletes asking for the request, and then you've got me also coming up in ounces from what I'm used to. I know some in the media are like, oh no, it's 10, it's 8, but hey, look what I fight with. I fight in 4-ounce gloves, fingerless gloves. The knuckles are barely covered in what I am used to. So it benefits both in certain ways. So I'm very happy with it.
What kind of gloves will you wear in the fight? What brand?
We're still in discussion with that. So it's still another bit.
Okay, thank you very much, Conor. Appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Our next question is coming from George Willis from the New York Post. Please go ahead.
Hello, everyone. Hello, Conor. Wanted to ask you, there's been a lot written about you. I wanted to know, might there be 2 or 3 things that people don't know about you that hasn't been written before?
Oh, wow. I don't know. Well, what you see with me is what you get. I am the same person on and off the camera. A lot of people like to say I'm not. Obviously, there's different moments. You catch me if you catch me against an opponent or someone on face. I'm a little different then. But I portray myself as who I am. So what you see is what you get with me. And there's been many articles, many stories, many things written. But it's been okay, I suppose. It's just I am who I am. I speak the truth for what I believe, and people portray that in many ways. So I'm pretty open, and what you see is what you get with me.
Anything like to cook, maybe any other hobby, changing diapers now, like that?
Yeah. No, I'm razor quick with the diaper changes. In fact, I'm so quick lately, you might see me even change it. Right now I have a nutritionist who's been with me for this camp, bringing in the weight. So that's the cooking out the window. So he's been living with me since it must be 3 months now. We've had one hell of a camp. It's been one long stretch, a lot of hard work, a lot of dedicated and focused work, and then of course the nutrition has been the focus on nutrition has been top of the range, and that's why I'm in peak physical condition at this moment, 10 days out. Now we are closing in on the weight cutting phase, and then we weigh in and we fight. So that's about it. I'm open book.
Yeah, and one more from me. How have you approached the challenge of possibly going 12 rounds in this fight?
I mean, we've adjusted certain timings in my cardiovascular preparation. We've certainly, on the endurance phases, we've stretched it out to accommodate the 12 3-minute rounds. It's actually been very enjoyable to go from 5 5-minute rounds, which is what I'm used to, which is 25 minutes, to 12 threes in the boxing, which is 36 minutes. You've got to factor in there's not as much grappling. There is still clinch work and that, but not to the extent of a mixed martial arts bout where you can end up on your back and you've got to technically work your way back to your feet, which is very draining. But it's a different kind of cardiovascular training. So we've adjusted some things, and I feel absolutely amazing. I've done multiple 12 round fights in the build up to this. I've done 12 rounds just last night. We are more than prepared. Myself and my training my team that have formulated the McGregor Fast program. This is a cardiovascular training program that we formulated after I suffered my first defeat in the UFC to Nate Diaz. We formulated it for the Diaz 2 rematch, and he was a triathlete with a big weight advantage, much bigger man, and can go for days. That's what he specializes in. He has a gas tank, an unrivaled gas tank. So you have to come up with a special formula and a special method to train, and that's what we've done. And we created the McGregor Fast program, and I've been on that since about a week after that was first loss, and since then I've had, I believe, 2 belts under that, and now this will be the 3rd one. So I've been on this program over a year now, and you'll see the results. I mean, to be able to go from 5-5 to 12-3, and we've done it pretty seamlessly as well. I'm very, very, very proud of it, and I'm very excited to go in and represent the McGregor Fast program on August 26th as well.
Great. Appreciate it, Conor.
Thank you.
And our next question is going to come from Victor Mathis from the New York Times. Please go ahead.
Hi. A while back, Floyd told Fight Hype magazine, Conor talks a lot of trash and people praise him for it, but when I do it, they say I'm cocky and arrogant. I'm telling you, racism still exists. I'm wondering if you see a difference between how fans treat you and Floyd, and whether you think race plays any role in that.
Well, man, all you got to do is look at every single. I mean, how many times have I been slated by people? It's give and take here. I get my fair share of hate and my fair share of love also. You know, I believe it's a 50-50. I mean, look at every boxing analyst, and I mean, it's like I've been discarded, and it's like I'm not welcome here. You know, I've felt it as well. So it is what it is. I don't think, for me, this is athlete versus athlete. I was upset that Floyd tried to bring this in. I thought that was a weak move on his part when he knows and his people truly know that it's not from me. Not that am I saying that there's not people on both sides that have this mindset where it's black versus white and this type of thing, but it's certainly something I do not condone. This is athlete versus athlete, and 2 prime physical condition athletes about to take part in an amazing event, and that's it on my end. So I'm disappointed to hear the way sometimes it's been portrayed, but I suppose it's just the nature of the game with the way things are going on in the world at the moment. But all I can do is stay focused on my craft and look to go out and put on a great performance for the fans who are supporting this event as a whole.
Thank you.
Our next question is going to come from Rick Macy from the Washington Post. Please go ahead.
Yeah, Conor, you just alluded to this, but what do you make of some in boxing circles being so dismissive of this fight? Is that something that motivates you?
It's certainly motivating. I mean, it's the disrespect and the disregard to my skill set is I look at people so many times and they've their mind is closed. They've got a closed mind to how things can be done, or it's a set way and there's no other way. If that was the case, we'd never have reached across the waters and searched of other land, or we never have went into space, or, you know what I mean? You've got to have an open mind, and you've got to realize that there are other ways, and there is a time and a place for every single move. You've got to give respect for other disciplines and other styles. Like, for instance, fighting is a complex game. There's a time and a place for every single attack and every single move. It's about finding the correct timing for it. So when I hear the way they carry on and their disregard and disrespect, it is what it is. I use it as motivation, and I look forward to going in and educating, and then. But at the same time, I get it. You know, I'm coming in. I'm supposed to be from another sport, and so again, I understand where it's at. But I'm just looking forward to August 26th, going in and proving what I'm saying, and then educating the world on what martial arts is, and giving the fans and everybody a good, solid fight, and earning my respect in this game also.
And as an unrelated follow-up, in the UFC, you can't always wear personal sponsors, logos, and endorsements like that. Are you looking forward to that? What do you have planned endorsement-wise for August 26th?
Yeah, I've got a couple of signed with Monster Energy. They've been a brand that's with me. I also signed with Best Days, and then as far as an apparel deal, we're close to an apparel deal, but at the same time, I'm in no rush. I've got good endorsement deals. As far as in-ring endorsements, they are two that will be on the shorts, I believe. Look, there's so many moving parts in the game. I'm just kind of trying to roll with it, and look, it's 10 days from the fight time, so I leave this to my agency, my management agency at Paradigm Sports Management, to handle that side of the business. But it is certainly a good business. So I'm very happy with everything that's been going on the endorsement side.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Our next question is going to come from Daniel Matthews from the Daily Mirror UK. Please go ahead.
Hi, Conor. I just wondered how your preparation and also the build-up kind of outside around you has differed from your big UFC fights and whether that's affected your preparations at all.
Oh, look, it's another day for me. It's another day of making history. It's another day of doing what I've been told I shouldn't be doing or I can't do, and then it's another mega blockbuster event. It's nothing new to me here. So the only difference in this build-up is that I have a little son now with me. So we are here in Las Vegas as a family, and my coaches and sparring partners and team, they have their multiple houses close by. So it's just been, for me, it's just been, I go to the gym, I train really hard for that given day, I come home, I rest and chill with my family, and then I repeat. And then the media and the circus around it, it's business as usual. It's the exact same.
And just last night on Jimmy Kimmel, Floyd kind of teased the prospect of a rematch. I just wonder whether you believe him or whether that's just kind of talk the kind of thing that he mentioned about doing it in the octagon on the press tour, or whether you believe him.
Yeah, I didn't watch it. I didn't hear it. I got snippets of it. I got tagged and stuff, but I didn't really hear much of what he said. As far as what he said on the World Tour, he said he would step into the octagon. I mean, if he would do that, he would have my respect. Anyone that is willing to step into a game like that, where the limitations are so short, deserves respect, and that's at all levels. Whether it's at club level in a small hall or a big stadium filled full of fans, if you get into that game, or any combat sport game for that matter. But if he was to follow through on his word on that, then great. I'll be here to grant him his rematch. But right now we're focused on putting him away August 26th. And then we'll see what happens after that. I also have multiple world titles to contend inside the Ultimate Fighting Championship, and we'll see. Maybe he can come over, and after he gets his ass whooped, he can try and challenge for my lightweight belt. I don't know whether they would be happy with that one. No, I don't know. We'll see what happens. And I don't know whether he's going to. I don't think so. But it would be good.
I just wondered, whether you're obviously very confident, but I wonder whether your mindset's changed at all with anything he's done or anything that's happened in the build-up has given you more confidence.
I think the team I have around me has instilled confidence in me. We have a solid team. It's been a growing team and an adjusting team throughout my career, and I think we just understand how it's done and how it's done correctly. And training's gone absolutely flawless. Everyone has a say. Everyone listens to each other. There's no my word is not final. And everyone's input is there, and then we come to the best solution off of everyone's input. And it's just been an absolute amazing camp, and the work obviously has been. The other night we were in the altitude chamber at like 13,000 feet at the Ultimate Fighting Championship Performance Institute, and it was a scary training session. There's no way in hell that I am not ready to fight in the deepest of trenches in this contest. Like the training sessions and the practice that we've been putting in has been to hell and back. So we are prepared for every possible outcome. I believe now the gloves are 8 ounces. I don't believe he makes it out of the second round. Part of me is hoping maybe he can last, so I can. So the word of a lucky punch or that type of thing, which I've been labelled with before, even though I have multiple first round KOs, even though I have multiple under 1 minute KOs on my record. So part of me kind of wants to show some skill and to dismantle him that way, but I do not see it. I do not see him absorbing the blows in the first 2 rounds, but we are ready for absolutely every scenario. I'm ready to go to war for the full 12 rounds, and I'm ready to put him away in the first 10 seconds. So that's where my head's at.
Brilliant. Thanks very much, and good luck.
Our next question is going to come from James Dalen from Sky Sports. Please go ahead.
Hi, Conor. You said you're happy with the 8-ounce gloves. Floyd has worn 8-ounce gloves in 46 out of his 49 fights. So for that reason, was there any consideration on your part to wear 10-ounce gloves just to inconvenience his side?
No, not at all. I mean, that doesn't bother me. Again, I was already up 6 ounces from 4 to 10, so it's down a little bit from 10 to 8. So how often he's wore the gloves or any of that never factored into. I didn't even know that, for instance. So that didn't factor into my thoughts at all. I mean, I do not care about his record. I do not care about his achievements. Every fight is on a fight-by-fight basis, so that's the way we approach it. So.
And if I can just quickly ask you about the referee, Conor, that was confirmed today. Was Robert Bird the referee that you asked for, and what do you think he will bring to this fight? Are you happy with it?
You know, they gave us options, and we didn't necessarily ask for any referee in particular. There was a referee or two that gave an opinion on the fight, and it was like a little bit, you know, if that's the case, it's very hard for them to be considered. So that was where we were at with it. And then the referee, we were kind of hoping there was like a mix between an MMA, someone who had some link to an MMA bout. And I mean, Robert Bird is a phenomenal referee. I've watched him ref since the announcement has been made. He's a good ref. He lets the fight take place. He doesn't interrupt. He steps in when he should step in. And then he's also has some links to mixed martial arts. Also, his wife Adelaide Bird is involved in the mixed martial arts game. So I think that, again, I'm very pleased, and I think it's credit to the Nevada State Athletic Commission on their choosing. It was done very, very fairly. So we are very happy with it.
You weren't hoping for Tony Weeks then, by any chance?
Tony Weeks was also a consideration. He was also selected. He has ref both MMA bouts and boxing bouts. So yeah, he was definitely one on our list also. But we are happy. We are happy with the selection.
Thank you.
Our next question is going to come from Ariel Hawani from MMAfighting.com. Please go ahead.
Hey, Conor, how are you? Just wanted to quickly follow up on that. Did you have any issues with the 3 judges selected by the commission?
No, I didn't have. You know, I'm not going to say I haven't really studied on the judging, so it's very hard to find out like a history of the judges just yet. I believe my coach, I'm sure Coach Kavanagh, has been already on that case, but I believe it's a fair mix across the board. I believe there's US, there's European. I think again, I cannot commend the Nevada State Athletic Commission. They've done a hell of a job. It was fair all the way through. So we are very clear.
On Monday, your former sparring partner, Paulie Malignaggi, said that he is trying to fight you. That's his intention. He would like to fight you. I'm wondering if this is something that you're interested in. I know you're focused on August 26th, but even lines came out today listing you as the underdog by Bovada in this fictitious fight. Is this of interest to you at all?
Look, Ariel, tell the kid to join the queue. Tell him to shut his mouth and join the queue, will you, for fuck's sake, mate? Like, plugging him all over there. He got his ass whooped and he went sprinting. I don't know what you want to say about the guy, but hey, there's a big list of people that want to get in there and try and fight me, so tell him to join the queue and we'll see what happens after the fight.
Okay, also, have you watched All Access at all? In the first 3 episodes, there's no footage of Floyd hitting a mitt, training in a ring. It's just him, you know, on a horse. It's him roller skating. It's him in Miami. What do you make of the way that they're portraying you and the way they're portraying him on that show?
You know, thank God I'm in the game. Well, thank God it's me on the other side. Otherwise, it'd be one hell of a boring build-up to the contest, I suppose. But I don't really care. I mean, I know he has control over it. He's an executive producer on the project. I watched episode 1 and I watched episode 2. I thought episode 2 was a great episode. Episode 3, I think I watched a little bit of episode 3, so I haven't really. It's been okay. I mean, it's a nice dynamic. I'm in the gym scheduling full-on belts. He's at the ranch with the kids and the horse. So it's a nice dynamic. You know, he's doing one thing, I'm doing another. So that's the way they're playing it. That's the way it is. I think the build-up is the build-up. Everyone's excited here. You know, this is we could go radio silent. We could go radio silent, and this thing is still going to blow everything out of the water. The public know what they're witnessing here. This is a special historic event, and everyone is very excited about it. So that's where I'm at.
Okay, and just 2 other quick ones. Some fighters like Terrence Crawford and David Haye have put out videos mocking your training. Have you seen these videos? And if so, what do you make of the response to your training on Friday?
I've seen some videos. You know, it is what it is. It's a lighthearted. I don't take it personally. If anything, I see stiffness in every single one of them. You must have the limbs free. Your shoulders must be disconnected. You must have the ability to disconnect your shoulders and reconnect it at the point of impact. People are, and with that skill set is how you can change a jab to a hook in the blink of an eye, or a jab to an uppercut in the blink of an eye. It's the same thing with the hip flexors for kicks. If I throw a front kick to your midsection, if I'm tight in the hip, and I can't free the leg like I can free my shoulders, like I showed one of many training methods on how to free the shoulders. If I can do that with my hip flexor, I can change the point of impact from the belly and switch it up to the head in a millisecond. This is just training methods, age-old training methods. That shoulder training method you saw was made very popular by the great Hickson Gracie, one of the pioneers of mixed martial arts. It's the shoulder loosening exercises. It gets the shoulders warmed up. You've got to do it correct though. I seen David Haye hit pads with it. You can't hit pads with it when the shoulder is disconnected. You hit when the shoulder is disconnected, and you'll do serious damage to yourself. And David Haye is a man who's pulled out contests over a sore baby toe, so he must be careful with the way he hits pads. But it is what it is. I mean, again, we will educate as we go forward. It's a marathon, not a sprint. So I look forward to it.
Last time you said that you want to defend your multiple world titles in MMA. Do you still consider yourself the featherweight champion?
Oh, 100%. I mean, how can I not consider myself the UFC featherweight world champion and the UFC lightweight world champion? The current UFC featherweight world champion is Max Holloway, a man who I dismantled, and then the former was Jose Aldo. I mean, I still reign supreme over that division. And then also the 155-pound division, I know there's talks of an interim belt. I had only won that belt, and literally a month later there was an interim schedule. So, but you know, it is what it is. Everyone knows I'm the multiple world champion of the UFC's featherweight division and lightweight division, and I look forward to going back and continuing where I left off.
Thank you, Conor.
Thank you.
Our next question is going to come from Dan Rovell from ESPN. Please go ahead.
Conor, what have you heard as far as the metrics from the fight? I know that, from a business standpoint, how things are going. I don't know how many updates you're getting from tickets and sponsorships and stuff like that, how much you concern yourself, but obviously money is of a concern. So how much have you been updated, and can you share anything?
Updated, and it's all pointing to record-breaking numbers all across the board, from the gate to the sponsorships to the pay-per-views to absolutely every angle. So I'm very, very happy with how it's gone. I'm very happy with how the promotion has gone. I believe I've handled it perfectly, best of all involved, I believe, once again, from content produced, from storylines. I mean, I've been most active than all involved by a mile. So I'm very happy. I look forward to when the contest is all said and done and wrapped up. My friend is getting married in Ibiza. We are going to go to Ibiza, and then I will relax on my yacht in Ibiza, and I will begin the counting game, because that's where it counts for me. views, I'll count up the sponsorships, I'll count up the gate revenue, the merchandise sales, and all the other multiple pies that I have my hand in. And then I build up to my fortune, and there we go. So that's my plan.